Rolling.
Get over here. Let's go.
All right, come in. Hold on. All right. Guess what we're doing today?
We're car shopping. We're heading off to go car shopping to look for a replacement for the Prius. I've got a list, oh, you can't see the list, of cars that we're gonna go compare, and I found last time we did this, the most effective place to go compare a bunch of vehicles was at Carmax, and that way we can test them all out, sit in them, open them, things like that, and find out about the different cars.
See how we fit inside.
See how we fit.
Leg room, headroom,
yep,
etc.
How the seats, doors, all those kinds of things.
If we can
work.
sleep in the back, if we need to,
right.
Get stranded somewhere.
Functionality is what we're looking for first. So we're off to do that.
Window car shopping, more likely. It takes him 6 to 9 months to purchase things. He's a very detailed and, thorough consumer.
Methodical. And actually I've started the process of car shopping last summer. I was kind of interested in replacing my 2008 Toyota Prius, which has been a great car, and I've put a lot of miles on it and enjoyed the car, but I wanted a nicer car, newer car, and it's time to replace it. And so started the process to look at the kinds of cars that I wanted and what categories last summer, and then we had a couple of catalytic converters disappear on the Toyota Prius. 2 catalytic converters in the span of 3 weeks. Yep. And over the years, I have purchased vehicles, and I am a slow, painfully slow for some people, process shopper when it comes to cars. And I like to go test them out. I like to go fit into them. I like to drive them. I like to look at all the comparisons. And I usually winnow down my list on paper and on video now and research, and then go and test them. And so one of the places that we're going to head to today, where we can actually get in and out of lots of cars typically, is Carmax. And in the past, we've had really good experiences with going to Carmax and being able to try on vehicles. And that's how we made the decision for this vehicle, the RAV4, when we bought it in 2015, was we went and sat in a bunch of SUVs. The thing I like about Carmax is it's like a department store for cars. There's many varieties of makes and models, and you can slide in and out versus going to a dealership where you have just one brand of car, for example. Right. This allows you to try on multiple different cars at one time at one place. Sometimes they're even sitting right next to each other, so you can actually really compare them.
So funny story, when we were here in 2015 at this Carmax, we were looking for cars, and I think
on a Saturday.
Yeah, it was on a Saturday, and then they closed the whole place, and they didn't have any public announcements about them closing, so we were just out here looking until the sun went down, and then we noticed that, oh, there's nobody here, so let's go. They're probably closing. Turns out that they were closed, and all the employees had gone home, and we were stuck in the lot, so we had to jump over the metal fences, etc., risking our lives to get out of here. So that's our little history here with this Carmax.
So on my list, short list, is the Mercedes GLA, the Infiniti QX30, the Subaru Crosstrek, the Audi Q3. Those are the 4 on my list, the short list. And then I kind of have a broader list of some cars. The Volvo V40, V60 potentially, the Subaru Outback potentially. There's a Buick that I'm kind of interested in at least looking at. Even the GLC on the Mercedes as a potential. But that's kind of the list that I'm working on. So as we arrived into Carmax, one of the things we discovered since COVID has started is that you need to have a reservation. and we didn't have a reservation. I guess we should have thought about that. So we put our name on the list with a queue, pretty long line, but at least they allowed us to go out into the lot and check out vehicles. So
the tip here is put your name on the list as soon as you get there, and then go look into the cars. So by the time they call your name, you'll have a good or general idea of what cars you wanted to see or test drive. Don't do what we did. We went out to the lot first to check to see what cars they had, and then write your name on the list. So when we did get on the list, we left the lot to go to Infiniti to check out the car that he wanted to test drive. And then they called us while we were test driving the car. And then we got hungry after Infiniti, so we ate, and so that added more time. By the time we got back to Carmax, our place was gone.
Long gone, right? And we were at the bottom of the list again.
Yeah, so we had to add ourselves back on the list. But they did say that, okay, we'll put you at the top of the list, but after these people, right? So we were second on the list. But
so then we went back out to the lot and wandered around again, found a few more cars, and by then more cars were open. Even though they said no cars were going to be open, but we found cars open, and that's when we stumbled upon, actually it was a little earlier, but we stumbled upon one of his gems, and that's the Subaru Outback. And so we found a beautiful Subaru Outback that could meet all of our specs. It's a little bit bigger than I was thinking, but it could meet all of the needs and specs. But as we finally got to what do they call them, those counselors or advisors? I can't think of them.
Salesmen?
Well, that's what they are, but they have a name for it. Carmax Advisor, I think, is what they call it. So we did find out on this one Subaru, as we were waiting for an advisor to come see us, that it's on hold or reserved.
Well, there's a QR code that you can click, check on your phone to see what the status is of the vehicle and additional information.
So during our little break out of Carmax, we went down to the Infiniti dealer, Elk Grove Infiniti, because I'd seen advertisements for the model I was looking for, and so I thought, well, we didn't find one of those models at the Carmax lot. I really wanted to test drive that model and get in it, and so we went down there and found one there. It was the sport version of the QX30, little red one. Fun car. Sporty. The sales rep down there was very helpful, very chatty, easy to work with, and let us get in the vehicle, gave us the keys, and said go test drive it. And I'm glad we did that. It was fun to go drive. It was challenging to get in and out of. Definitely in the back seat. It's really compact. Fun little car. It's built on the GLA, the Mercedes chassis, but Infiniti's done all of their own electronics, and they only produce that for a few short years, and I can a little bit see why. It's because of the tight fit that it is. Front seat was very, very comfortable. It was a comfortable car, fun to drive, but I just don't know if it's practical.
It was very smooth and very fast, so that's what I liked about it. But for him, he was driving in the rear view mirror. He couldn't really see anything out of it. A lot of blind spots in that car because the middle headrest was in the way
high,
but super fast.
It's got small windows kind of around it, so the what do they call it? The windscreen? No, the greenhouse, all the glassware, is a little bit small versus something like the Prius or the RAV or something like that. There's just not as much space. So we brought that back, and pretty much it got ruled off the list. And this is the reason why I put these lists together, and this is the reason why I go test drive, is because it's a car that was short on my list because everything I'd read about it, and I've liked driving Infinitis in the past that I've had as rental cars. And so I thought, well, definitely this is a nice looking car and it fits. Mileage was good and all those things, but then when you test drive it, when you actually get in the car, and comfortability and just the getting in and out of it, and the blind spots just killed me. So or turned me off. But something with some pep, and after driving the Prius for 10 years, and there's not a lot of pep in the Prius, just something with some pep would be fun.
Talk about pep. Fast forward a week later, Paul found an Audi Q3 at the Niello dealership that met all his specs. It's that bright red one right there. He loves red, so it's the right size. And he did sneak in to one of the models at Carmax the weekend before, so he knew how it felt, but he wasn't able to test drive it then, so he wanted to test drive this. It's a 2018 model, and we did it right this time around. We scheduled an appointment to come in and to test drive, so we were set up with that by the time we got there. So here he is, getting inside the car, making sure the seat fits right for his legs, his head, getting his butt right on the seat.
Which is nice.
Correct. Cruise control. This is the car. You can change it.
What's that? The
time and all this. This is for this side.
that part.
This is for your volume.
So we're test driving the Audi A3
Q3.
She is amazing so far. It's really fun to drive, and this might be a winner, and I might even steal her for myself. Right? Yeah. What do you think? This test drive is fun. He's having a lot of fun, like going 80 miles an hour in like 10-mile-an-hour streets.
No, that's not true.
Not true, but you know, exaggeration. But anyway, yeah, this car is very nice. It's a lot of features. Smells great inside. Very easy to get in and out of. And
Good
yeah.
windscreen, good visibility.
Yeah, a lot of new features that we're not familiar with because our cars are fairly matured.
Just gotta watch this.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We did find a winner, and then later on, we found out her name is Cosmo, with a Q. Q-O-Z-M-O. Like the drink, a cosmopolitan. Cosmo. It's red. It's everything. It's perfect. Cherry. Love it. Delicious. Fun. Cosmopolitan. Cosmo, with a Q. Cosmo, our new way to roll. Roll with us. Subscribe, like, and comment and share. Love you.